Okay, so thank you for joining this sessions. And it's been a while that I've done the live stream, and yeah, my life it's been kind of chaotic, and yeah, just before Christmas break, and it's still going on. So hopefully, get settled down so I can focus on that. Doing more live stream and things like that. Yeah, just been so busy doing something else, and yeah. So anyway, okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start covering for the DX7V, the VST, the software, and there's some people asked for that, so we're gonna do that. And the first one we're gonna do is the creating the new vibe sound. And yeah, some of you maybe seen this once on the DX or DX7, but I create this tutorial specifically for the DX7V. So we're gonna follow the step-by-step instructions and learn about the different features and the different functionality of DX7V. So you know where the parameters and so forth. Then we're gonna start kind of exploring that new feature of the DX7V. So this is the first session of the DX7V. Okay, so what we're gonna do now? Which one is the screen? Just a moment. Okay, so all right, we can start now. Let's have a look. So what you will run basically is the So all of my FM synthesis tutorial, I will kind of think about the plan of attack first and do the actual sound design. And it's really good to have that kind of, I guess, approach, because sometimes it just gets so confused with just changing algorithms and so forth. So you just sit back a minute, just think, clearly how you're gonna approach that, what kind of things you're gonna try. So you have already something in your head and you try it out. And so based on that, you say, oh, this may work, that didn't work. So you can learn better. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of insisting that you kind of have some idea of how you do sound design on FM synths and then make a sound. So redesigning the DX7 Vibe for amazing smoothness, sharpness, clarity, and velocity sensitivity. So that's the key. Okay. So this is so if you can listen to this, and this is the sound of the DX7 Vibe. It's very subtle and gentle, and it doesn't have much of kind of metallic tone, and chorusing effect is okay. So we can but it's not necessarily optimum. So we can kind of improve all of that, and so we're gonna make some great vibe sound. Okay, so to be a prime attack, we cover that, and use many parameters and learn how they work for DX7V, and that's probably the key thing about this tutorial. So because we're gonna go back and forth, and you can learn all these different screens. So if you're new to that FM synthesis, and if this is DX7V is the first FM synthesis that you're gonna be using, this will be a really good tutorial. Okay, so what we're going to do is to kind of go through quickly about the sound design of the original DX7 Vibe sound. So as you can see on this left, the algorithm is a 23. And if you look at that, the operator 1 is a carrier only operator. And now you got tower, so you got operator 2 and 3 stacked on top of one another. And that produces some kind of the decay sound. It's looting here where that you create a metallic tone. So let's go through that together. So yeah, so algorithm 23. Frequency is routing operators 456 produces the main vibe harmonics. So that means that main metallic tone. So you can hear the metallic tone, that's the main one. Now, so due to routing operators 4 and 5 and tower operator 2 produce a beautiful chorusing effect. So you got 2, 4, 5, operator 2, 4, 5, and then the carrier operators. And if you got carrier operators and sine wave, and if you detune it nicely, you get the beautiful chorusing effect. Now, envelope parameters, that all operators have different envelope. With operator 5 have sustain. And yeah, and this is very confusing. It's a way to set it up that didn't make sense to me. So we're gonna clean that up. And keyboard rate scaling applied inconsistently. Again, it's kind of it just doesn't make sense. It's why doing this, why doing that. Let's try this or let's try that. So yeah, we're gonna clean that up as well. Now, sorry. So output levels inadequate for operators 1 and 6 with not enough frequency modulation from operator 6. So yes, a lot of people just want control. Okay. Now, key versus sensitivity is over-applied to carrier operators 1 and 5. So what happens is that if you got the higher versus sensitivity for carrier operators, then that your sound is gonna naturally becomes quieter, and so that's the problem, because when you play soft, usually what you hear is that the metallic tone is kind of very, very weak, but you got the most sine wave or lower harmonic tones. But yeah, it's just too quiet, so we're gonna kind of adjust that as well. All right. So in terms of plan of attack, okay, we can look at the algorithm. So for us, the key focus is to maintain routing. So operator 4, 5, 6, but change it to produce sharper metallic attack. Frequency, maintain routing and add sharp attack. So we're gonna change frequency ratio and so forth. Detune again, maintain routing operators 4, 5, and introduce an additional chorus tone for smooth decay. So what you wanna do is consistent, smooth, nice and smooth chorusing effect. Envelope generator, create a consistent envelope for simplifying sound design. That's key. Keyboard rate scaling, apply it consistently. Output levels, adjust it for sharper metallic tone, as we mentioned. And key versus sensitivity, adjust it for carrier operators, yes. So you get a nice, higher volume sound, even when you play the lower, softer, when you play keys softer. Now, so these are the things that we're gonna do. So when you get, when you experience making more sounds on the DX7 or DX7 V, then you can kind of have some idea in your head. It's kind of like a quick checklist. Oh, I'm gonna do this, and you can do that. So yeah, so this is just a baby step. So I kind of highlighted as a bullet points, and you can learn from that as well. So yeah, so you can learn all these tricks and tips. Over 30 years of learning FM synthesis, and basically you're learning that in 1 hour. So you guys are lucky. All right. So plan of attack. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna just quickly go through. Don't want to spend too much time on it. Sorry. Now, this is probably the most important part, because you gotta make sure to have a right algorithm for right FM sound. So at the moment, we got algorithm 23. So in order for us to maintain routing and look for similar algorithms, then we're going to apply this concept called algorithm interchangeability. So we're going to look for algorithm that's similar to what you've got now, but it's different. So you have a more option of sound design. So you can try, increase the metallic harmonic, or you can increase modulations. Yeah, so you can try, all those of things. And that's the most important part of the algorithm interchangeability. So because it's a bit hard to do that on this. If you don't have a DX7, you don't know which algorithm you're going to use. So what we're going to do is to just show you the options. Okay, so now we can have, so we can have, in terms of algorithms 23, and similar algorithms could be algorithm 21 and algorithm 25. So algorithm 21, it's a mirror of the routing here. So operator 4, 5, 6. So this, if you think about that, 6 is a kind of some kind of trees or plant that growing, and it's for 4, 5, it's basically under the ground, and it's a root spreading. And so basically you got the operator 1 to 3, same as operator 4, 5, 6, and the operator 3, it's got a feedback loop. Now algorithm 25 is different because you got operator 1 to 3 as a carrier only operators, and that's the difference. So which is the best one? Well, in terms of what you want to do, you want to have, because you want to introduce some kind of sharper metallic tone, that really nice chorusing effect. So you want to have a similar structure, this routing here, and with trying different frequency ratio and so forth. So if you look at the algorithm 25, you are not likely to get the kind of sharper metallic tone. You can get some metallic tone using the additive synthesis, because basically operator 1 to 3 generates independent sine wave. So you can do that, but in this case you need some kind of frequency modulation. So operator 3 and 1, operator 3 and 2, and you got operator 1 and 2 to chorus it, and you got operator 4, 5 to chorus it, so you get the nice chorus vibe sound. So that's what we want to do, and we will choose algorithm 21, and that's how you decide which algorithm you want to choose. Now, it doesn't mean that you get it right first time, but you use that same concept or same logic, and you can try different algorithm, and so you have a better chance of selecting a right algorithm instead of randomly changing it, and you just make all this messy sound. And that's what usually happens most of the time. that's what happens with FM synthesis. Yeah, so you have to have a logic, you have to have a thinking behind it to do the sound design. Okay, so because the vibe patch is messy, we will divide and conquer. So what we're going to do is we will work on routing 2 with operators 4, 5, 6 first. Then we will copy envelopes and the other parameters routing 1 with operators 1, 2, 3. So here have algorithms. For example, algorithm 3, you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so you got 2 tower, basically same combination, or something like that. So if you got kind of mirrored algorithm, it's easy to work on one side and then move on to the next. So basically a lot of copy and pasting, same parameters. Makes it sound design easier. So we will adjust the parameters to fine-tune routing 1. So yeah. Now, okay. So what we're gonna do is to actually do the sound design on the DX7 V. So press 4 arrow to change algorithm 23 to algorithm 21. So okay, now that's the screen. We're gonna do that free extended screens here. So let's change the scene. Here you go. And I'm just gonna bring it forward here. So that's the full screen, well, kind of extended editing mode for that DX7 V. So use this arrow here to change the algorithm. So 21. So it goes. So 22. See that the algorithm changing. It shows you, and 21. There you go. So you got algorithm 1, 2, 3. So it's a routing. Algorithm 4, 5, 6 routing. So that's what we want. Okay. So we're gonna change the scene. So now, so select operator 3 which has feedback loop. Change feedback to 7 to put more sharper harmony. So what we're trying to do is that now, if you just have two operators stacked on top of another, you can through frequency modulation it generates harmonics. But if you want to have an extra harmonic to it, then you can use a feedback to introduce that. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna change the scene. Now bring the DX7 V front, and we're gonna change what do you call it? That's right, the feedback. So now feedback is the first. What you have to do is to select operator. So what we want to do is to pick the operator 3. So 1, 3, and so yeah, click on the operator side of this. What got this got operator OP1, OP2, OP3, and they just outside of that, or just yeah, click on that. It's bring the operator, and the base now feedback is. So you got this oscillator section, filter section, output here. That's the feedback. So now it's operator 3, and we're gonna push that feedback to 7. Now you got to go up to the maximum. This what called the knob. You can say that virtual knob, and at the bottom here. Why is this appearing? Yeah, so you can see that the bottom left corner, that's a feedback, operator 3 feedback 7.00. So that's how you see that. Okay, I'm just gonna check that. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna change the scene. Yeah. So we changed the harmonic. So we changed the operator 3 feedback. So that's what we did. I'll move to the next step. Here. So this is how it's done. So use operator on off in the overview tab for operators 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and switch them off so that we can work on routing 2 first. That's right. So this is operator on off switch. So you got the operator on off switch. I think that's the one. Yep. And the filters there, you can also turn off the filter as well. There's a switch. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna change the scene. Okay, bring the DX7 V up. Now, so let's see. So go to operator 1. Okay. So operator 1. So you got the oscillator. So that's the on-off switch. Oscillator or operator on-off switch. It's a little bit confusing. I think it should have made it clear. And you got the filter on-off switch. So we're gonna turn it off. Turn it off. Now move on to operator 2. Okay, so turn it off. Turn it off. And operator 3. So I got turn it off. Turn it off. Now change the scene. So we did that. Okay. So now feedback. I think we did that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is do something different. That's right. As we know, the operator 6 output level is very low. We will adjust it first. Yeah, because it just doesn't have enough metallic tone. So we wanna have that sound a bit more louder. No, more. You wanna have a more frequency modulation. So whenever you make changes, you can hear clearly. Yeah, that's the key. Okay, so what we're gonna do is to go back to this DX7 V screen and select operator 6 and click on the bar next to number. Yeah, see that? That's the one. So that's the output level, and we're gonna adjust that. Let's have a look. So a tiny display at the bottom left corner shows output level 57. And initially we will set it to generate just the right amount of modulation. Now I think it's so instead of so try 60 and 80 and try 70. It's perfect. So let's do that. Now this is really important. I know it may be tedious, you got all these things that you're not trying to do, but what I'm trying to teach you guys is to try out different setting and do what you can hear, what kind of changes it's gonna make with that kind of different setting, and to learn about how the FM synthesis work. And this is really important. Yeah, I'm not just giving you answer, but I'm just teaching you how to learn. That's the key. So you can be like an expert. Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do is change the scene. Okay. So operator 6. Now operator 1, 2, 3 is off. So we go to operator 6. Now operator 6, and this is output level here. Now at the moment it says 57, so we're gonna bump up to 60. So from 57 to 60, you don't hear much difference. Now let's hear. Goes up to 80. Now you can hear the difference. It's got more metallic tone, but it may be too much. So we're gonna try 70. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Say 70. So when you try out different settings, you can hear how that's gonna be different. And this is really important because subtle difference in output level can make a huge difference in the sound. With FM synthesis, you got all this modulator stacked, to all these modulators kind of feeding all this frequency modulation into one operator and things like that. So it's really important to fine tune the output level. So that's another trick for you guys. All right, so change the scene. Okay, we've done that. Now, so yeah, when editing and making patch, make sure to have enough output level. Adjust it first if necessary. That's key. Okay. So what we're gonna do is next one is to look at the frequency ratio. Now this is the basically the Vibe sound, the the parameter settings. So you go operator 4, 5, 6. This is from DX7, but it's basically the same in terms of the data. So you got operator 4, 5 is at 1.00, and operator 6 is 14. So it's quite high. Now the ratio of 1 to 14, it's basically the same as the electric piano sound. That's right. Yeah, the original e.piano. So it's that kind of tin sound, and which is too high. The ratio is too high. 14. So yeah, same as e.piano patch. Yeah, we need to produce more metal harmonics at mid range. That means you're gonna have a more mid range sound with harmonics. if its frequency ratio is too high, you just only hear that really high pitch or high harmonics, kind of mid harmonics just missing. So we're gonna change that. So we reduce this ratio to 13, 12, 11, and 10. Okay, see what happens. All right. So how are we gonna do that? Yeah. All right, let's do that. Okay, so this is the ratio there, and what you can do, you can kind of click and then go up and down, kind of move the mouse. So 13, let's hear that. Slightly lower, 12. Now you can hear that the metallic tones kind of let's have a less high harmonics. 11. Now makes a really difference. And 10. Oh, that's very nice. The ratio of 10.00 kind of hit the sweet spot. So we're gonna keep that. So change the scene. So ratio 10.00 has enough sharp metallic tone, the more mid-range. Next one, so we're gonna work on that the detune. Now detune is really important for e.piano or Vibe sound because you need to have that nice chorus effect. At the moment, operator 4 and 5 have higher detune values. So we make it slow and smoother. Let's work on operators 4 and 5. So what we're going to do is reduce operator 4 detune to -3. This should give us slow chorus effect. So let's do that. Okay. So operator 4, so click on operator 4 and detune. Now detune's up here. So it's -7. I think it's go down to -4. Or go up, sorry. So we're gonna increase that, don't we? Increase or decrease, I guess. Yeah, just changing the number. So that's that. Now, so it's a bit slower. Very nice. Okay, so change the scene. Sorry, operator 4 detune to -3. Okay, let's go back. All right, -3. Okay, that's done. All right, change the scene. Now, next one is reduce operator 5 detune to +6. So the chorus effect is getting slow and smoother. So set to +5, it is just perfect. So let's try +6 first. Now again, the fine tuning of detune and output level and things like that is very important. Okay, so operator 5. Now it's 7. So +7, isn't it? Yeah. Just gonna check. Sorry, change that. Choosing operator. Yes, +6. All right. So operator 5 to detune to 6. Slowing down. And let's try to slow down further. So now detune set to +5. It's very nice. So we're gonna keep as +5 for operator 5. Yeah, down. Now. So that's what you get. So make sure you got this right. So operator 4 is -3. And operator 5 is +5. Okay. So how you going, guys? How's everything going? Everything is going okay. Yeah, he got a problem. Just yell out through that super chat. So I kind of keep an eye on that. All right. Okay. You guys are okay, and we can move on to the next stage. Now, embedded parameters. So this is how DX Mark 1 envelope is set. All right, let's have a look. Sorry. So, okay. So what if you look at this table quickly. Now you kind of see, oh, there's a similar numbers, but envelopes set different. So what it means is that they are inconsistently set because operator 5. Now level 3 is got 42. Why is there a sustain? Doesn't make sense. But the operator 4 doesn't. So things like that. Just not, it's like, okay, what's going on here? Just doesn't make sense. So what we're going to do is clean it up so that it makes sense for us. Yeah. So, when you go through the DX7 factory patches, you may encounter something like this. All the envelopes are set differently. It's like, well, there's two operators doing the same thing, but why is it different? Is it really needed? If often it's not. So just make it simple, make it the same. So just create perfect one and then just copy the data to the next one. Okay, so all right. So okay. Now Vibe has a long decay. The main decay sound is generated by rate 3. So this sound here. Now, great thing about the DX7 V is that you can see the how the envelopes is working. So if you go to the scene, go back there. So let's press a key. See the little green dots kind of move to S, the point of S. And you can see that it's moving, reach to S, release. Excuse me. So it tells you. So this, I guess, envelope graph is pretty good because it's very accurate representation of the actual envelope. And you can see where it's going, where it's heading. So, which is pretty useful. So if you need to learn about envelopes, it's a great way to learn envelopes. So that's a good thing about the DX7 V. Okay, so we're gonna do. So rate 3 is the main decay. We will do this operator 4, rate 3, a little to 20, giving a bit longer decay. And we're going to copy operator 4 envelope to operator 5. Also copy operator 4 envelope to operators 1 and 2. So we're going to do that. I think there's a slide. Oh, it's not there. Oh. Okay. I think what I did was I used that video. That's right, video file. Yeah, don't have a video file here, so that's alright. Let's go through that. So what we're gonna do? All right. So that's right. Operator 4, rate 3. Let's try that. So envelopes. So there's tabs at the top, and you got overview at the moment, and we're gonna go to envelopes. Envelopes now. So operator 4. Yeah, operator 4. And the rate 3. Now, rate 3 is that one there, 24 there. You can see, sorry, forgot to change this thing. Okay, so what I did, so click on operator 4. No, sorry. So you got the overview there. So we're going to click on the envelope tab at this level, and make sure it's operator 4 is selected. Now you can see the purple envelopes here. That's operator 4. And that's you got the now You got the numbers here, level 1, level 2, level 3, and rate 3 here. So it's got 24, and then we're gonna reduce that to 20. Here you go, so that's done. Now it's a subtle changes, but makes it a little bit longer. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, now, done it a while ago, so I just gotta make sure I'm doing it right. So you got this operator 4, and you got the output level, and you got this little kind of circle there with these two like a little boxes there. That's the copy and paste function thing. So buttons, you can say that. So what you do is click on first. Now, so that means it's copied, and you select the operator that you want to copy it to. So you got operator 1 and 2. So that's what we're gonna do. So 1, I think that's right, and 2. Hang on a minute. No, that's not correct. So we're gonna go back. No, made a mistake there. Is that no? Operator 2. So copy. No. Yeah, 20. Yeah, okay. So copy done, and paste operator 2. That's right. Okay, so let's have a look. Operator 1. So okay, so rate is 3 is 20. Operator 2 is rate 3 is 20. So looks like successfully copied over. Yeah. Operator 4. Operator 5. That's right. We're gonna copy over. So operator 4. So okay, press this copy thing again. And then once it's cross, and then click go over to operator 5 and press that, and now it's copied over. There you go. Alright, so that's done. So let's hear this sound there. Yeah, that's alright. Okay. Because last time I was doing this, I made a mistake, forgot to copy because I wasn't sure, didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, make sure it's been copied over. Make sure that the envelope data is the same. So that's good. That's good. Now I'm gonna go back to the scene. All right, change the scene, and that's the way we did that. So we copied the operator 4 envelope to 5, and and over to 1 and 2. So that's good. Now, so keyboard rate scaling, output level, and key velocity sensitivity. So you got the operator 4, 5, 6. Now keyboard rate scaling is 3, 3, 5. Output level is 99, 99, 70. Key velocity sensitivity, look at 1, 5, 7. What's going on here? So keyboard rate scaling is okay, I think. We don't really have to worry about that because it's kind of consistent. So you operator 4 and 5 the same, that's good. Because you have to remember operator 5 and 4 is doing the same thing. It's a carrier and it's creating the chorusing effect. That's what the purpose, their purposes are. And so we don't have to worry about that. But if you look at the output level is okay, but if you look at the key velocity sensitivity, moving the key velocity. So yeah, so velocity is applied inconsistently. So normally you set velocity for carriers lower, and so 5 for operator 5 is just too high. So what it means is that what you want to do is when you press soft, then you want to have a less harmonic, so more like sine wave. But if you press harder, you want to have a more metallic tone. But here you got lower operator. If you have a high velocity sensitivity for carrier, then that if you press soft, Basically you can't hear the sound, and you still have, even though that this volume is quiet, but you still have a lot of metallic tones. That's the problem. So we will reduce operator 5 to 1 now, and it's that's gonna make it the chorusing effect pronounced. And for example, in this case, if you put 3, the chorus effect gets smooth, but you want to keep it, you want to make it the chorus effect more prominent, so we're going to keep it 1. So I'll demonstrate that in a minute. Okay, so we're going to change the scene. Okay, so what we're going to do is, because this is envelope screen, so we're going to go back to overview. So press the overview tab, and what we're going to do is key velocity sensitivity. So where is the velocity sensitivity? Here. So output level section here, and it's got velocity sensitivity. So now you got operator 4. Let's have a look. Operator 4 is 1, and operator 5 is 5, and then we're gonna change that. So now let's hear what it sounds like. So that's the sound, so that's 5. So let's try 3. Now you can hear that better chorus effect. That's 3, so I put it to 1. Now more chorus effect because it's a sound. More sine wave introduced. So you can set it 3 or 1, but we want to have a better chorus effect, so we're going to keep it 1. Okay, so that's that. So let's change the scene, and we're going to go back to the slide. Okay, so that's what we've done. Let's have a look. Keep operators 4 and 5 as is. We don't have to worry about that. Now, so that's what you get. So 117. Yeah, operator 4 is 1, operator 5 is 1, operator 6 is 7. Alright. So basically, what we've done is to work on the looting too, and that's finished. And make sure we've done everything correctly. Just go through quickly, check what we've done. So algorithm is we changed 21. Come on. So feedback is 7. Frequency ratio, looting operator 6 is 10.00. Yeah, so we reduce that frequency ratio instead of like e.piano like sound to more vibe sound, you can say. Detuned, looting operator 4 is -3, operator 5 is +5, so make it more smoother, slower, I guess you can say that. Envelope generators, operator 4 by 4 and 5. Oh, excuse me. Rate 2 is 20. So rate 2, not sure. No, that's rate 3. Sorry, that's made a mistake there. Okay. So keyboard rate scaling, no changes. Output level of the 6 to 70. Oh, sorry. Key velocity sensitivity, operator 5 is 1. Okay, so that concludes the root 1. So root 2. Now we're gonna move to root 1. So just say it's everything. So far so good. Yeah, just make sure everyone's okay. So first of all, good. So we just focus on root 1 and we fix that. Then we're gonna move on to root. Sorry. We started with root 2 and then we're gonna move to root 1. Okay. So all right. So we find root 2, so we're gonna move to root 1. So as root 1 is the same as root 2 with feedback, we can apply similar settings for parameters. Yes, that's a good thing. So if you got similar, mirrored algorithm, and you can basically copy and paste. So what we're gonna do, turn on only operators 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna turn off operator 6, 5, 4, and then we're gonna just turn on operator 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna do that. I think that's it. But before doing anything, make sure that each operators have enough output drivers. So we will check that. Okay. So we're gonna. But before we do, we're gonna change the. And so we're gonna turn off some operators. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is to operator 6. Now let's do that. So we're gonna turn off operator, and we can turn off filters. Don't need that. And operator 5. We're gonna turn it off. Oscillator, filter. Operator 4, we're gonna turn it off. Oscillator and filter. Then we're gonna turn it on. Operator 3. Operator 2. And operator 1. Done. Change the scene. Okay, so but before doing anything, so we're gonna check the output level. So okay, so operator 1 output level is 50 and it's just too low. Adjust it to 99. So we can here change that we make later. That's okay, that's pretty easy. So change the scene. Okay, so what's happening here is operator 2 and also operator 1. So that here, you can see that it's like halfway. So we're gonna bump up. Excuse me, so 99. I think it's 99. Yeah, done. All right, that's it. Okay, change the scene. Okay, just a moment. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so frequency. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look into this. Now, operator 1 is 4.00. Operator 2 is 1.00. And operator 3 is 3.00. So we will make frequency ratio consistent. So because operator 1 and 2 are carrier. So whatever the ratio is, we're gonna make it consistent. And we're gonna change the detune. So we're gonna have a nice chorus effect. And operator 3, so whatever metallic tone that we wanna introduce, we're gonna change that. Hang on a minute. You can also right click on the operator to turn off. Thank you for that. So yeah, someone commented, thanks for the tip. Yeah. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, let's start with operator 1. So we're gonna turn on operator 1. Now operator 1 is set at 4.00, so that means it's gonna be 2 octaves higher. So ratio of 1, so if you press C3 key and it's gonna produce a C3 frequency. I can't remember what the frequency is. So if it's a ratio of 2.00, that means if you press C3 key, that means 1 octave higher. So basically it produces a C4 sound. And the operator, so that and the ratio of 4.00, That means because it's doubling, doubling that ratio of 2. So that's gonna produce. So when you press C3 key, it produces C5 frequency. So that's right. So that's why 2 octave higher. Okay, that's frequency ratio. So it's I guess it's a bit strange concept because I think analog synthesizers usually is a 1 octave, 2 octave, 3 octave, and stuff like that. And I guess one of the criticisms that you have with DX7 or FM synthesis is that it's just too confusing and complicated, and then because you got ratio 4.00, it's basically mathematics. So people think it's math. Oh, don't like math, blah blah blah. But if you understand the concept, it's very simple. You don't have to be a math genius to figure it out. So I'm not math genius, so so here you go. All right. So what's that saying? Yeah. So operator. So let's turn on operator. Sorry. So okay. Let's listen to this operator 1. So change the scene. Okay, and we're gonna bring up the DX7 V. So we're gonna turn it off. Operator 1. So it's a right click. I'm not sure. Okay. So operator. So hang on a minute. Operator 3. Off. Operator 2. Off. Operator 1 on. So alright, let's hear that. See? Now, so if you turn off operator 1, but you turn on operator 2, because operator 2 is 1.00, and if you press C3, see, that's that. So that was the operator 4, operator 1, and this is operator 2. So that's what the 2 octave difference. Okay, so that's on. Now let's go back tutorial. What it's saying. So let's turn operator 4.5 with ratio 1.00. Okay, let's do that. So what we're trying to do is to find a good ratio for operator 1 and 2 to create a nice, vivid, sharp, metallic. So more it's more like basically real vibe sound. If you listen to sampler based sound, it's like you got the nice harmonics, combination of low and mid to high. Less high harmonics but more mid range. You can say that. So all right, let's do that. So I'm gonna change the scene. Bring a DX7 V. So operator 1's on. Operator 2 is off, operator 3 is off, and we're gonna have operator 4 on, and operator 5, and then let's hear that sound. So basically what it's doing, the operator 1 with ratio 4.00 because 2 octave highest, introducing that more, I guess, a mid harmonics. With operator 4 and 5, it's set to ratio 1.00, so it's got lower range and the mid range, so it's kind of covered. So it's a good ratio. So I think operator 4.0 is good. And what we can do is that we can have the operator 2 as the same. So let's go back to that slide. Now, so now you have a richer metallic sound thanks to operator 1 ratio 4.00. It added more mid harmonics to the overall sound. Yes, that's what we heard. And we will keep operator 1 ratio to 4.00. So turn off operators 4 and 5 and turn on operators 2 and 3, and we're gonna work on that. So change the scene. Okay. So that's right, operator 4, turn it off, operator 5, turn it off, operator 6 off, yes, operator 2 on, and operator 3, it's on. Now, so you go, so turning off operator 4 and 5 again, and we just turn it on at the operator 1, 2, and 3. So make sure you got that. So yeah, done. Then what we're gonna do is change operator 2 frequency ratio to 4.00 from 1.0. So this is what you hear at the moment. Let's do 1, 2, oh, gone up too quick, so it's 4. Yeah, that's done. Okay. So I'm going to change the scene. Come back to that screen here. Okay. So with Vibe, you need a nice chorus effect. So we will set operator 2 ratio to 4.0 and adjust the tune later. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's introduce more metallic harmonics. At the moment, operator 3 ratio is 3.0, which is low. So we need to increase it to introduce more metallic harmonics. Let's try 4 and 5. Okay, change the scene. Right, so operator 3. So select operator 3. And at the moment, let's just 3. So what we're going to do, so that sound, increase. You can hear it's changed. Now, I think there's changes, but it's very hard here because it's just too, I guess you can say too, quiet. So we need to change that. We're going to make it louder. So how we do that? So let's go back to that. Let's change the scene, go back to the slides. Now, so yeah, when you change ratio, it's hard to hear the change clearly. Yeah. So what we're going to do is looks like we need to adjust the other parameter first. So we will come back to this ratio later. Yeah. So again, so often with the sound design, you adjust something and say, just doesn't sound right, so you go back and do something else. So you have to be flexible, moving from one to another, kind of going back and forth, keep adjusting till hit the sweet spot. So that's very important. Yeah, because nothing's gonna work for the first time, and you have to remember that. Yeah, it's FM synthesis. It's different to analog subtractive synthesis with harmonic rich waveform and filter. So you gotta be patient, and you have a willingness to learn, and you have a passion for FM synthesis. Oh, what's happening now? Ah, great. IMAX gonna be funny. What we're gonna do is bring the microphone closer. Sorry for the noise. Alright. If I need a keyboard, so I'm gonna move the keyboard aside. Just gonna adjust the microphone. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, I'm actually doing this crazy fan speed thing, and I can't control that because it's not the hard disk. I think it's a CPU fan speed. Hard disk optic. Yeah, it's not hard disk because I don't have a hard disk and it's got the SSDs. So my apology for that. So, I don't know what's happening. Okay. All right. So we will work on detune and change operators one detune by one increment, -1, -2, for example. So let's check that out. And I'm gonna just use volume. Just gonna check. Sorry. Mark mix. Okay, it's already on. Maybe just reduce little. Okay. I think you can hear me clearly. Yeah, I think so. Just put it to 90. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to speak louder. So yeah. Okay. So we need to change the operator 1 digit. So -2, -1, and -2, for example. Okay. It's so smooth. Okay, that's all right. So that is what we're gonna do. Yeah, because I like to do a bit more detailed ones, but because of the noise, I just need to hurry up a little bit. Okay. So what we're gonna do is to change operator 1 to 2 to -2, and when you listen to it, and if you need to adjust more, we can adjust. But if you're happy with that, don't worry to adjust anything. So let's do that. Sorry. Operator 1 digit -2. So operator 1. So I'm gonna change the scene. Operator 1. Anti-tunes. So I got -2. Now let's hear -1 first. That's just too slow. That's beautiful. So it's good to adjust one parameter and see what happens, because often you try change other things, but you don't necessarily need to do that. So yeah, it's good to just try one and see what happens. So in this case, operator 1, stitching -2. That's fine. That's perfect. Okay. So go back to the scene. Now that's done. Okay, envelopes. Yeah. So this is how that DX7's Vibe is being set. Now, remember we copied the envelope from operator 4. So operator 1 and 2, it's the same. But we need to make envelopes shorter to emulate a real instrument. That means that lower harmonics, or like sine waves, it can go way longer. But higher harmonics, the metallic tone, it's gonna be sharp ones. So it's gonna have a shorter decay, but longer decay. For longer decay, it's like sine wave. So basically, the higher harmonic just disappear, and you have the lower harmonics. So that's what we're gonna do. Sorry. What's going on? Harmonic tone has shorter decay than lower harmonic or sine wave. So yeah, as I described. So let's start with operator 1. Sorry about that. Turn on operator 1 only, as its main decay is controlled by light 3. So we will increase it to 25, 30, and 35. And yeah, so when you reach 35, it's shorter and enough. Okay. So we're gonna set it to 35. Alright, so operator 1, so we're gonna just keep operator 1 on. Operator 2 off. Operator 3 off. Okay, so I'll change the scene. Sorry about that. Okay, so operator 1, yeah. Operator 2, say that's turn it off, so make sure it's turn it off. Operator 3, turn it off. Now that's sound. That sounds, it's quite long decay, so we're gonna change that. Okay, go to envelope screen, press tab. Okay, so this is light 3 there, so we're gonna bump up. Let's try 25 first. And we're just gonna go to 35. See that the envelope's becoming shorter and shorter, the decade's getting shorter. So yeah, it's pretty good in terms of how that's represent the actual envelope. There you go. That's very good. So nice and short. That's what you want. Okay. So we're gonna set that and copy and paste onto operator 2. Done. Now let's check operator 2. Should be 35. Yeah, 35. That's the same. Excellent. So we're gonna change the scene. Okay. So we've done that. Copy new operator 1 envelope to operator 2. So we're going to turn operator 2 and 3 as well. For operator 3, we will adjust level 2 so that we can clearly hear operator 3. Okay, so that. So 80, 90. Okay. So go back to over. So change the scene. What's it? Oh. Done. Done. Sorry about that. So go to overview. Alright, so what we're gonna do is operator 2, yeah, turn it on. Operator 3, turn it on. Okay, so let's hear the sound. That's pretty good. Now we're gonna change. So go back to envelope screen. We're gonna change operator 3, the decay, not decay, so level 2. I think level 2. Let's have a look. 74, yeah. That's right. So at the moment, if you look at the operator 3 level 2, it's 74. So we're gonna increase that to 80. See that? Yeah, you can hear better than can you? And we're gonna increase to 90. Yeah, now much better. Can really hear clearly. Let's try increase to 92. That's better, isn't it? So yeah, that's the level 2. So before it was like that down there, and now pushed up. So you have a more frequency modulation happening between level 1 and level 2, and you can hear clearly the metallic tone. So which is good. So that's the sound. That's good. All right. So we're gonna change the scene. Go back to the slide. Now, so we've done that. And let's so we did adjustments from 90 to 92, and we're gonna keep it 92 because we can hear it better. So this is little change we made to envelope operator 1, that says 3. So yeah, operator 1 to the rate 3 is 35, and operator 3 level 2 is 92. That's done. Okay, so now go back to frequency ratio. Okay, now so go back to this, change the scene. Okay, so click the overview tab. So overview tab. And at the moment it's operator 3 is 5. Now we're going to change to 4. That's better, isn't it? So operator 3 5.00. That's a metallic tone. Yeah, like the sound, so we're going to keep that. So change the screen. So we will set it to 5.00. Yeah, that's what we've done. Okay, So it's basically we're gonna go through the rest of parameters, so keyboard rate scaling, output level, and the key velocity sensitivity. Yeah, so that's how it's been set in the DX7. And so if you look at the keyboard rate scaling, that yeah, so we have to make it consistent. We will set the operator 3 to 5. That's right. So the operator, so the root 2 had that operator 6 as 5. So we're gonna do the same. Okay. So where's the rate scaling? I can't remember. So oh, that's right. Yeah, so rate scaling. So you have to click the envelope tab and then go to the envelope. So what we're gonna do is change the scene. Okay, so change it into envelope tab. Now, rate scaling. Here it is. Keyboard rate scaling here. So it's operator 3. Yeah. Keyboard rate scaling is here. So we're gonna change that to 5. Yeah, that's done. Yeah, don't worry about that because it's all the same setting as the other one. So we're just gonna stick with that. Okay, so that's done. Gonna change the scene. Okay, what else do we need to do? Now we don't need to adjust output level for those 3 operators. Yeah, I think it's there. Yeah, I think it's enough modulation going on, so that's alright. We will adjust velocity. We will set operators 1 and 2 to 2. That's right, operator. So 1, 2 to 2. For operator 3, we will keep it at 4. So operator 1, 2 is a 2, and operator 3 is 4. Okay. So change the scene. So go back to the overview tab and the velocity. So what operator 3 velocity, let's have a look. 4, so it's gonna be 5. Okay, done. Operator 1. Now velocity is 7. That's just too much. So we're gonna set 2. And operator 2. We're gonna set it to 2. Now it's consistent. Oh, no. Yeah, 2. That's good. Okay, that's done. Change the scene. Okay. So that's that. So yeah. So keyboard rate scaling. So operator 1 is 3. Operator 2 is 3. Operator 3 is 5. Key velocity sensitivity. Operator 1 is 2. Operator 2 is 2. Operator 4. We don't need to change. Oh, sorry, operator 3. We don't need to change. Now new vibe sound. So let's turn all operators and put the improved DX7 vibe sound. Okay. And change the scene. So we're gonna turn it, make sure all operators on. So we're gonna turn on operator 4, operator 5, and operator 6. Okay. Alright, let's hear it. How's that? It's very nice. It's got nice metallic harmonics. It gives that that nice beautiful mid range and a bit of high range, and it gives that nice package. And you got the chorus effect. How's that? You can't beat that nice chorus effect. Alright, so that's the DX7 Vibe sound. Sorry, DX7 Vibe sound that's created in the DX7 V. Now, so what we covered, we're gonna go back to the tutorials. Now, the new version has so much life to it, yes. I think we can all agree that. Should have a clean attack with strong presence. Now, before compare, make sure you save it. I think it saves. Haven't really used the save function, so let's just go back. See. Now, there's a save. I think it's down here. Where is it? Here you go. Save as. Save or save as. You can import, export. It's import because this is a full version. You can do import. Now, so you can save through that menu. So at the moment it's just edited mode, so it's got that asterisk thing on it. Alright. So yeah, it just yeah, you can just compare it to the original sound. Original sound, when I first time heard that sound, so it's beautiful, but now it's like, well, you just can't compare that. Consistent chorus effect for decay, yeah. Sorry. And compared to the original, it's amazing realism. Yes, it's realism. That's beautiful, and it's a full advantage of FM synthesis, because what's generating all this sharp metallic harmonic tone. That's the beauty of DX FM synthesis. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do is now. You got tabs here, envelopes, modes, and effects. I go to effects, and I think I've already done some. Oh, it's empty. So you can do chorus. What is it, bro? What is it? No chorus. So still with light amount. You kind of reduce amount. Wet. Just a little bit dry. That's better. And you can put the reverb on. Okay. Alright. That's too much. That's still too much. Room size. Maybe just make it smaller. There you go, that's better. So yeah, that's how beautiful it is. If you put a bit of chorus and reverb, that's perfect. So that's what you can do with the DX7 V, because it's got the built-in effects. So you can kind of play around with reverb, chorus, other modulation or delay, yeah, all sorts of effects. So that's good. Now, so go back to the scene. So what we're gonna do? Sorry. Okay, sorry. I didn't show that to you guys. Please repeat the effect chain. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah. Forgot to change the scene. Scene. All right. So yeah. I'll go to the effects. So what I did was the so let's go to that. Okay, so that's the FX screen. So you got the now you basically when you do sound design, you got the overview and the envelopes. That's pretty much the main part. Then you kind of move to modulation stuff, which I haven't really explored yet. Probably later on. But my main focus in that overview and these envelopes, it's about sound design, and then effects. So this is the effects tab. And yeah, my apology for that. I forgot to change the thing. So the now, so if you click on here, so here got FX slot type, so type slot 1. So you can choose different effects. So you got analog chorus, which usually put the chorus first and the reverb. I mean, you can do reverse and it doesn't matter, but in this case, I put the chorus. So type you go 1, 2, 3. Just use a default. I mean, if you want to change it, that's fine. You can change the amount, and basically you change the wet and dry, just to find the sweet spot. So I'm gonna turn off the reverb, so if you just listen to that. Let's try, yeah, flows in. Yeah, I'm not good at playing. I'm using a keyboard. Sorry, I'm not. I haven't got the DX7 on. I'm just using a mouse to play the virtual keys. So, all right, let's do that. Okay, so that's right. Yeah. So yeah, you can control the wet and dry. So if you put it to wet, let's put a wet. That's all right. Yeah, you got the nice stereo sound there. Okay, so and the reverb. So yeah, so from here, so from empty to reverb. Let's here reverb there. And you got the room size, pre-delay, width, tone, gain, and what I did was just control the dry and the room size, so make a smaller room, and then so yeah, it's less wet but it's dry. So yeah, let's hear that. So that's because the chorus effect is you got too much. It's 100% wet. So we're gonna reduce that. And here, I think. And we're gonna increase the dry. Well, sorry, the reverb. Yeah, a bit of fiddling around. I don't know if I'm hearing a reverb though. That's interesting. Sorry, I forgot to turn it off. Must be tired. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, here, that's the switch because I've turned it off. So, because you can select the reverb and the effects, but make sure this switch is on. It's a bit, maybe they should have it here so that you know that it's on and that it's selected instead of there, because I just forget. Okay, so that's better. So that's got too much, what do you call it? It's loomed too much reverb there. So I'm gonna cut it down. That's better. There you go. That's that. It's very nice. I'm Spanish. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Using a mouse. So a bit difficult. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'll be down. All right. So that's the sound design of the DX7 V and creating that vibe sound there. What we want to do is just quickly go over the things that I want to just mention to you guys in terms of sound design, the I guess the journey. Now this is what I usually do on the DX7 tutorial, because what I do is to pick a factory patch and analyze it, and then basically go through this plan of attack and make a new one based on that factory patch. And the whole journey, it's very important, because that's how I learned create the DX7 sounds, and you can learn so much from the factory patches. Yeah, it's not, I don't know how to use those factory patches, but I use it for the sound design. So it's learning about how that's been made, the way you can do to improve. Yeah, so that's the key about the factory patches. And it's a different challenge with the this vibe patch, because you have to go over back and forth and which is why it's really good to do this tutorial first, so that you get to familiarize with the DX7 V. So if you're new to the DX7 or FM Synthesizer or DX7 V, it's a really good way to learn that. So yeah, and particularly Vibe is a really good example that the some sound, you just got no idea how they kind of come up with this and that, because it just doesn't make sense. And so in order for you to kind of improve your skill, then you can say, okay, we're gonna make it simple, and it's we're gonna make a better sound. So yeah, often we could understand why the vibe was made in this way, because it just didn't make sense to me. So when you analyze a vibe patch, you get really confused. The best way to tackle a patch like this is to follow what you know and create a new one that makes sense to you. So it's about your knowledge. Some of them have a limited skills, some of them advanced, but whatever you're comfortable with, just work on that. Then you can learn something new, and you can kind of okay, I can try this, I can try that. So which algorithm should we choose so that we understand how we can create a new patch? That's the first step, and I think we covered well. How do you set frequency so that you can make a sound that you want? So so vibe sound like this, you kind of combination of low harmonic, high harmonic, and a different metallic tone, and then put it together, bang, makes that nice sound. That's that. I mean, that's brilliant sound. Sure, it's not let's say realistic as a sampler, but it's kind of so real in some ways, but it's got some uniqueness to it. DX7 FM synthesizer, so it's very, very unique FM vibe sound. All right. So okay. Oh, sorry. So the biggest confusing was its envelopes. They were so messy, and the first thing you need to do is to make all envelopes consistent. That's key. Pick a carrier operator and set it properly, then copy them to the other envelopes, so carrier operators. You can do the same for modulators if necessary. So you got messy envelopes, clean it up, so it makes sense for you. What else? So once you made the envelope consistent, it's easier to make fine adjustments later. That's right. So some sound, there's a metallic sound, so that the modulator envelopes, because you had a much shorter decay, you just couldn't hear that metallic tone well. So you gotta make a little bit longer decay, so you can hear well, and you can adjust it later. So that's another trick. Also, there will be an occasion that you need to adjust output level first, then go through other parameters. Without adjusting output level, you may not hear any changes that you make, and that's another one. You want to be really careful with that. Wooden crystal. So when you try creating your own patch from the DX7 factory patches or from the internet, you're likely to encounter patches that are so confusing, and it's just a fact of life, unfortunately. But you can apply what we've learned here to make your own patches, and that's the key. I'm teaching you guys so that you guys know how to learn, how to apply. So it's not about giving you answer. We kind of giving you answer in some way, but it's teaching you the journey to get to the answer. That's really important. It's a 30 years of I guess the sweat and tears for me, but you guys can learn. Maybe it's going by 1 hour, but we can learn. You guys learn it that short amount of time. So I hope you enjoyed learning about the DX7 Vibe and create a new one. And someone mentioned that it sounds like wood and crystal. In some ways, it would be cool to make one of your fantasy parts next time. The vibe is sorry, it's excellent explanation. So the vibe sound kind of wood-like tone and the crystal tone. Yeah, you can say something like that. Yes, it's a unique sound there. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so so this is the first DX7 V tutorial, and we're gonna do more. Yeah, hopefully next week. If not, then I'm gonna have to put some other contents. But yeah, and what we're gonna do is the my thinking behind it is to go through some of filter and the waveforms. So what we're gonna do is try to find waveforms and what kind of sound you can make from that, and then look at the filters, how the filter works, and the feedbacks. Because each operator can have feedback. What would be the impact? You may just make a noise, or you may make something different. So what we want to do is we want to try something that a lot of things that just you can do with the DX7, so original DX7, because it goes beyond the original DX7. So, but once you know the foundation, I mean that's the most important part. It's kind of a this new functionality on the DX7 is I guess you can say icing on the cake. So yeah, so if you have any question around this DX7 Vibe tutorial, I'm happy to answer any technical questions. Yeah. Any questions around this Vibe patch? Yeah. I'm quite thirsty and it's a bit warm in here, so fans keep going like that. Yeah, sorry about the noise. Trying to cover the mic and it's not getting this noise, but yeah. So thank you for this. Thank you for watching this live tutorial. Yeah, it's nearly it's go over 1 hour and 30 minutes. So it's quite a long one. But yeah, so in the long, I know it's long tutorials. Mine's tend to be really long. The other DX7 tutorials, but yeah, you can learn so much. I wish more people kind of realize that, is because you can learn so much. And yeah, 30 years of hard labor condensed into 2 hours. So. Did you ever wind up using an oscilloscope to learn on the DX7? No, I don't have a DX. No. Yeah, this Fred Turd asking me questions about oscilloscope. Do I use the oscilloscope for DX7 sound design? No, I don't have a. I don't have it, and I've never had it since 1986. So basically, yeah, I never had an oscilloscope before. So I just use my ears, I guess. I just use my ears and yeah, and the DX7. Listen to learn about its FM synthesis. That's that. Yeah, it's a low tech way to learn, but I've learned so much from my Body DX7. So having a rest tonight, I'm just using a DX7 V. So yeah. You got any more questions? Otherwise, yeah, we can. Good. Yes, thank you. Yeah. There was no choice but to learn to listen carefully and analyze a sound, then learn FM synthesis to emulate it. So that's that. Yeah, so this Fred Turd said good years, thank you. Because I didn't have a computer or oscilloscope, anything like that. So I just have to, I guess, learn to use my ear to listen carefully and analyze the sound, and then learn FM synthesis and emulate the sound. So yeah, it's a lot of trial and errors, and yes, learned a lot of techniques and tricks and tips using FM synthesis. Yeah, depending on the time zone, some people gonna go to bed, some people gonna go out and enjoy the afternoon or the morning. So yeah, whatever you are going to do today, enjoy, and thank you for joining the FM learning journey. So thank you. So yeah, I will end this session soon. So yeah, I'm gonna end this session soon. So anyway, thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day. And hopefully see you next time. Yeah, so thank you very much. Okay, see you later. Stop stream.